Okay, we're back. Um, we got a nice tier list here of all of the teams. So this is after the first day of free agency. So most of the things that have happened have already happened now. So, like Saquon going to the Eagles and Josh Jacobs to the Packers. I mean, I can make this video. I'll have to make this video again later. I just got a little excited because Derrick Henry's still a free agent. Aaron Jones still a free agent. We have a lot of free agents still. But most of the stuff happens in day one. So after the day one recap, we're going to go along here. Starting with the Saints, they have done nothing in free agency. So I'm still going to put them in potential wild cards. No, I'm going to put them in missing playoff teams, which doesn't missing playoff teams. That's actually a pretty good category. I can see them making the playoffs. But they have done nothing in free agency, and Derek Carr is not good. But they can win 8 games, so I guess, and in that division, that may get you, winning playoff teams basically means second place in the division, which I can see them doing. Dolphins also have done nothing in free agency and let go Van Ginkel and Christian Wilkins. So they're not off to a good start. I'm going to put them missing playoff teams, unfortunately. Just because we also got rid of Xavier Howard, too, obviously. I mean, we could be building up for something like getting Derrick Henry or Aaron Jones, and then we're right back in the playoffs. But for some reason, something tells me that we're not. We're just getting cap space. I don't think we're going to be tanking, but I don't have high hopes, especially with the Bills and the Jets. I think the Dolphins will come third place. I still think they'll win 9 or 10 games, but my expectations are not too high. The Ravens definitely will make the playoffs. If the Dolphins don't get Derrick Henry or Aaron Jones, the Ravens probably will. They released Gus Edwards, so obviously they have a plan to get a running back. Bengals, another. I put them in Super Bowl contenders, but they did just release Joe Mixon. They got Zach Moss, who's solid enough, but playoff teams is fine for them. Broncos, an interesting one, who've also done nothing in free agency other than release Russell Wilson, so I guess they'll be mediocre. The Giants, they've done quite a bit. They released Saquon. They got Brian Burns. They did something else I'm forgetting. I'm gonna put them in potential wild cards. Potential, because don't forget that a season ago or 2 seasons ago they made the playoffs and beat the Vikings, and that was with the same team that they had. The only thing that was different was Daniel Jones got injured. I mean, obviously now they lost Saquon, but still, I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the wild card. Vikings, who just released Kirk Cousins. So obviously, in that division, you don't have, you have the Lions and Packers. I'm going to put them in, I can still see them being decent. I see them winning 8 games. I still think they're going to be a pretty good team, even without Kirk Cousins. Actually, no. I think I'm going to put them here because they also lost to Danielle Hunter. Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do. They're definitely tanking. They got nobody anymore. Rams, an interesting one. Potential wild card, maybe. They are also a team who've done really nothing in free agency yet. The Rams are they're always going to be in the wild card or out of the playoffs. They're always going to be in playoff contention, the Buccaneers, I can see them getting a wild card definitely with the season they had last season. They re-signed Baker Mayfield. They're basically the same team, so they should make the playoffs. Lions should definitely be a playoff team unless this was just a 1-year wonder, but I'm gonna put them in potential. These are for me. These are the lock playoff teams: Ravens and Bengals. If they don't make the playoffs, then something's up. The Lions should, but I'm not gonna put them there yet. The Bears got better, so I'm gonna put them in missing playoffs. I actually see them winning 8 games. They still have Fields. I don't know if they're tanking, but they just signed the Eagles running back. I forgot his name. But I think they're going to do better than last season. 8 wins, maybe. 49ers should definitely be Super Bowl contenders, I feel. We did release Eric Armstead, so he's a free agent now. But, I mean, nothing in that team's really going to change. We could go find a quarterback, and I think that'd probably move this up to here. But I'm going to put a Super Bowl contenders. Eagles, who just got Saquon, should definitely be in the playoffs. I think the Eagles are going to be my most drastic, not swap, but you know what I mean. They're the most drastic team that's moved. I think in the last video I had them at 9 wins or something. Now I think they're definitely going to be at 11 just because of Saquon. So that was definitely a great signing for them. They also signed a few other guys. Raiders. Yeah, it's probably a good place for them. They signed Gardner Minshew, but obviously they're not looking for a real quarterback, so they're probably not going to go anywhere. Packers, it wouldn't be fair for me to put them up there because, like I said, these are the teams I'm certain are going to make the playoffs. The Packers should most definitely make the playoffs, just like the Lions, but I'm going to put them here for now. But getting Josh Jacobs, that's big. I got to even see them winning 12 games. Washington, I think Washington will do better too. I'm going to put them up there. They got Austin Eckler, so I think they're actually going to win 9 games. Cardinals are another team. I think they're going to do a lot better than last season. I'm considering putting them up here, but I think that's the right pick. Also, have done nothing in free agency. Steelers, who got Russell Wilson, will they be better or worse? They will be the same. 10 wins. Oh, not the same. 1 win better. Instead of 9 wins, they're going to get 10 wins now, but still be 3rd place in the division or maybe even 4th, depending on how the Browns do. Bills, pretty confident in them making the playoffs. Not much has changed. I mean, seeing last season, I could actually put them down here. But I'm pretty confident. Actually, saying that, I'm going to put the Packers up here too. Sorry, Lions and Buccaneers. I don't know why I just feel more confident in the Packers making the playoffs than the Lions. I don't know why, since the Lions did much better last season, but I feel like that's what I'm going to do. So these are actually more like division winners, even though we have 2 divisions on here. Falcons should be potential wild cards now. They just improved without Kirk Cousins, 7 to 8 wins with Kirk Cousins, 10 to 11. I think that's how drastic it's going to be. Seahawks, I'm going to put them right with the Falcons. With their new head coach, I mean, with that defense that's getting better, I actually could put them up there. I'm going to put them here yet, though, just because I'm not sure yet until the season actually gets here. Until week 4, I think the Seahawks are going to be a weird team. Patriots should definitely be down here. That's a comfortable spot for them. Browns, I'm going to put them right here. A lot of teams are going to go into potential wild cards because I think all of these teams have a very good opportunity to make the playoffs. All of these teams have a good chance but are a little bit lower. And these are basically the playoff teams, the dark horse teams, and then most likely will miss the playoffs. Saying that, I'm going to put the Texans up here. A little bold of me, but everybody else in that division I'll get to later. Chiefs, obviously actually should be Super Bowl favorites. There's just nothing you can do, really. I hate the Chiefs for obvious reasons, but it's every season, even when they win 10 games, there's nothing you can do. They're always going to be the Super Bowl favorites. Cowboys released Tony Pollard, so I don't even think they have a running back right now. But I'm going to put them right here. Maybe a little bit surprising. You'd expect them to be here. I'm going to put them here, though. They always win 10 to 11 games, so they'll most likely make the playoffs. Chargers with Jim Harbaugh, I'm going to put them here. I think that they'll do a little bit better than last season, but the Chargers are always the Chargers, so that's just how it is. Maybe they'll do a lot better than I think, though. I don't know. Maybe a coach makes that much of a difference. Jets, not going to get too ahead of myself. I'm going to put them here. Which this is also probably how the division is going to go: Bills, Jets, Dolphins, Patriots. But I can see these swapping. I can see these swapping. I don't know. That division is going to be a bit crazy. They also haven't done anything, but I think Aaron Rodgers will get them at least 9 wins if he doesn't get injured on the first play again. Panthers, young but intriguing is the perfect category for them. I'm interested in seeing how they do next season, but my hopes are very low. Titans are another that go fit right there. They fired Mike Vrabel and going to get rid of Derrick Henry. Other than that, nobody knows. Colts, I'm going to put them here, kind of like every other team here, except for maybe the Dolphins. All these teams fit except for the Dolphins. I kind of did them dirty, and that's my team too, so you can tell I'm being unbiased. Jaguars should do better than last season. Put them in potential wild card. They got Mac Jones in free agency. They're doing some things, but I think this is how the tier list should definitely look. Obviously, the 2 previous Super Bowl contestants up here, how it should be. All these teams, I'm 90% sure are going to make the playoffs. Packers and Texans are a bit of a bold one, but all these are pretty obvious. These are all the teams that I'm pretty sure I'm about 50% are going to make the playoffs. These are about 25% going to make the playoffs. These probably not. Okay, well, I got to go now. Bye.